But when you get in the ring, it's not meant to be hit in the first place. You know what I'm saying anything can happen in there, no matter what, how safe people are trying to do it or whatever. If anything, if you're trying to keep the sport safe, why all of a sudden that when the first fight he cheated, the first fight, but I knocked him out in the first fight, but the referee, you see him all in his face, in his ear, but nowadays you see a fighter fall down, they waving the fight off. Ain't two of them, right?
Those are the words again of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, as you know, he states, well, hey, Tyson Fury cheated the first fight, but you know, the referee was all in his face. Now when someone gets knocked down, they're waving the fight off. Listen, first of all, you got to do that a case-by-case basis, and the reason you have to judge that a case-by-case basis when a referee waves a fight off, it's the particular referee we're dealing with. See, he's talking about what that particular referee did in that particular fight. Jack Reese has always done that. Like I've told you guys, he's always been that guy to give the benefit of the doubt to any fighter, especially when he sees they're making an effort to get up. And then you judge on how they get up and what they do when they get up. And what Tyson Fury did when he got up was awesome. Okay, I had to take my hat off to him because he admitted he was even knocked out. Okay, for about 3 or 4 seconds, but he beat the count. So you can't piss and moan about the count, and you can't have credit about, oh, well, now after that fight, people are waving the fights off. No, if the referee felt that fight's over, he waved it off. If that was been a different referee in that ring on the first Wilder Fury fight, then he probably would have waved it off too, but he didn't wave it off. So the fight remained, and I'm glad it remained, and it remained for a reason. Things happen for a reason. And the reason for it was to show that Tyson Fury still had a lot left despite what people thought. He was knocked out. So he did very damn good for a person that was knocked the fuck out, for a knocked out guy. Okay, let's continue.
Coincidence of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense at the end of the day. But even with the situation with the field, our main thing is all the cheating, all that. Put that aside. Set this man up. He was in a worse situation in his life. He was in a time where he was contemplating about killing himself. But he was at a time where he was broke. Lift him up. Reached out to him. I said, "You get yourself together. I'll give you a shot." He wasn't lined up to have that shot. He didn't deserve to have that shot. I gave him that opportunity because I saw him. I saw where he was going. I was man and gentleman that have kids. Sorry for the kids. I reached out the second, the rematch.
Okay. As Wilder just admitted, Wilder didn't deserve that shot, like we all knew. He gave he gave Fury that opportunity. Wilder said that he didn't even deserve it. And he said he did it for the kids. He said he did it for the kids. He was contemplating suicide and this, that, and the other. But that was way before then. He had already jumped over that hurdle. So stop. That wasn't because you gave him that opportunity. Okay? Now, what he could have said is, well, maybe I thought that he was finished. And he said that on record. And he thought that Wilder he's a has-been, or he's nothing no more. He's done. That's what gave Wilder the motivation to come back. But it is true. Well, Wilder did accept that fight with Tyson Fury. And that lets you know, like, okay, if he was contemplating suicide, what else was wrong with him? The motherfucker he was 400 pounds too. So you fuck around with a guy that's on drugs, that's mentally not stable, that's contemplating suicide, that's over 400 pounds, and you want to give that man an opportunity, and you expect us to believe that shit wasn't a cherry pick. Get the fuck out of here. Come on now. See, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. But what was happening at the same time? At the same time that he's saying, I give Tyson Fury this opportunity, what was taking place? Negotiations. For an undisputed fight between two undefeated champions, himself and Anthony Joshua. You guys remember that? And this gift he gave Tyson Fury in 2018, right? And the money he made, you could take the money that he made and divide it into the amount of money that he called slave wages 4 fucking times. Counterpunch. So stop saying that, oh, well, you know, Tyson Fury wasn't a cherry pick. No, y'all tried to hype Tyson Fury up. Tyson Fury hyped his own self up. Tyson Fury was driven and dedicated and focused, unlike yourself, because you thought it was a cherry pick. So all you planned on wanting to do was knock that man out. That's all he wanted to do. And then that man got under your fucking skin because he started blasting your resume and in really dissecting your attributes, which you really had none. That was the problem. And Wilder's probably thinking to himself, you know, when Fury was doing all that shit, he was probably saying, you know what, I gave this motherfucker the opportunity to fight for the WBC, which he didn't even deserve, but who really deserved that? That's for the next video. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.